This is Matthew training right here, brother.
This is Mark Ramey trainings.
Yes, it is.
And yet,
Yeah.
I'm also hearing from the tone in your voice that there's a level of urgency that this is still important to you and your wife. Well, yes, it is. It absolutely is. The future, our mind usually is trying to scare the hell out of us about something that's not even here yet. In other words, I don't have enough closings in my pipeline. I'm going to be broke and alone living in a cardboard box underneath I-4. So allow those 20% days. It's going to happen, and then move on. Manage your emotions. Keep them, and just know that that's going to be part of it. This week, in 4 days, I've made 16 contacts and I've set 4 appointments.
That's amazing. Wow. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the viewing audience, okay, his numbers are through the roof because of his talent level and because of his years of rehearsal and refining of his skills. Okay. He's done 10,000 hours of rehearsal. He's done 10,000 plus hours of prospecting. He has more than a black belt. He owns the dojo. Actually, he has the strings of dojos. What does that mean? That means he's a master of what he's done because he's put so many hours and so many effort into his mastering of his skills. Does that make
Gosh, you're going
sense?
to make me blush, David.
It's just true. So, okay, 100 contacts a week for those who are good prospectors should equal a listing contract signed. Correct, Mark? That's what we're taught, right?
Yeah.
Whether it be Keller Williams, Mike Ferry, etc.
Yep.
Okay. So in order to, and 100 contacts a week is just an average week's work. Okay. That's 20 contacts a day, 3 hours a day of prospecting, calling various sources that have a high probability of selling. And my coach pointed out to me yesterday, because we tracked my numbers, that I've fallen behind on my 100 contacts. That tells me something. It tells me that I'm not sharpening my skills, and or I'm letting or I'm program myself to say, fuck it, next. Fuck it, next. Versus just being easygoing and just asking good questions, building rapport, keep asking good questions, and closing by bringing value to each call. But also, Mark, having the person on the other line understand that you bring value and they self-realize because you're confident in what you say and how you say it, that ultimately they do want to meet with you. And it makes it just so much easier to book appointments with that way.
What's coming up for me is yesterday, I said I was on a phone call with an expired, and the guy, he wanted to talk. And you heard the conversation, I think.
It was phenomenal.
And one of the first things he said was, "My wife is beside herself."
Mm,
And what happened was they had been building a house for 6 to 8 months with a builder,
yeah.
and their house was on the market, and uh, they didn't sell their house because their agent didn't function, right? They didn't
Mm,
give them the truth about what was necessary.
correct.
And I mean, imagine if you were building a house and you're invested in it 6 to 8 months, right? Your heart's in it, your
Yeah.
emotions are in that house.
Yes.
And now the builder sold the house out from under them because their house didn't sell. So, that's loss. That's like me calling up and saying that, my cat died yesterday or today. That's that degree of emotional investment, right? To a degree, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, all I could think of in that moment was, I've got to console this guy.
Mm,
It's not about an appointment yet. In that moment, it was, I'm so sorry. I can't even imagine
right.
what that must have felt like and how that is. I'm beside myself. I don't even know what to say to you.
Right.
I had to stand in his shoes, in other
Yeah.
words.
Yeah.
And before I could go on and talk about anything else. And, that took maybe a minute. It
Right.
didn't, it
Mm.
wasn't the whole call. And yet revisiting that minute, right, throughout the call, like when I think I can remember a point where he said, I said, so if I was to do this information so that you could become very clear as to how you could actually be sold, I pulled up his neighborhood. I said, you realize that homes in your neighborhood are selling in 22 days?
I heard that.
And he said, yeah, I've been watching them. I said, so really there's no reason why your home shouldn't have sold. What is it that you think kept it from selling? And he said, well, I'm resigned to that it was the agent. And so then at that point, I said, I can understand why, because I closed him once already. I think I closed him based on if I could do some research to determine realistically what the highest paying retail buyers would be willing to pay for a home like yours. Is that
That
information
might
that would be
be.
helpful? He was like, yeah, that'd be helpful. I said, so if we were to get together, go over that information, is that information that, would be helpful for you to have? When could we get together? And he said, not yet. It's going to be at least 2 weeks because my wife is in mourning, is what he shared with me. He's
Right.
like, I understand that. And yet
Yeah.
I'm also hearing from the tone in your voice that there's a level of urgency that this is still important to you and your wife. Well, yes, it is. It absolutely is. I said, so how much time do you think is going to be necessary for your wife to mourn? He said,
Mm.
within 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Hmm.
I said, okay. Would it make sense then that I carve out some time on my schedule so that I can bring the truth to you about what it will actually take? And he said, yes. So it was just like that. It was a little dance. We have to acknowledge where they're at. They have no hope to begin with, or they have all the hope. And Frank, you deal with this with FISBOs, right? FISBOs have
Yeah,
like all
all the
the
time.
hope. And they're
Yeah.
on like this, it's like a pendulum. It's like, I can do this myself, right? And it goes from one extreme to the other. Well, he had no hope. His wife was miserable. He had a little bit of hope, right?
Mm.
Um, he he had a little bit of hope, and his wife had no hope to the degree where she was like, I am not talking to anyone.
Mm. Do you
Mm.
blame her?
No,
Yeah.
right?
We're all crooked used car salesmen, don't you think?
If we're going for what we want. In that moment, had nothing to do with, I had to be standing right there alongside of him with my arm. Like, this had to be my best friend that I was consoling or a dear relative, right? In that moment. And those are the little things that when we're not hurried, and hurried doesn't mean that we're not efficient. In fact, hurrying makes us less efficient. We've all heard the expression, let me slow down so that I can speed up. Hurried is a state of mind. It's, oh, I need to get on the next call, or I don't have enough time. In that state that I'm in, right? Remember be do have, right? If I'm being someone that doesn't have enough time, I'm coming from a place of what? Is it abundance or is it a place of lack?
Unstable life status.
Correct. So it's coming from a place of I don't have enough. And even though our intentions might be good, the underlying being state that we're in is repelling the client because we don't have an appointment yet. And if you're not going to give me the appointment, then I got to get on to where I got to go next. And it's distracting. It's so subtle, we may not even realize it, but it distracts us from effectively listening in any state before picking up the phone, other than I'm okay. And what I'd like to share, if I could, here's some tools to get us over that. GEMS, gratitude, experiences, and manifestations. If you will take 3 minutes, 1 minute for each category, and write out first what you're grateful for. Gratitude is what hey, what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful to be here with you guys right now,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah,
Uh, I'm grateful that I'm alive in a body on planet Earth. I'm grateful that I've taken my next breath, that I'm waking up today. I'm grateful that I
right.
had something to eat, right? We
Yeah,
acknowledge the things that we have, and then that fills us up,
true.
right? Now,
Yeah,
from that space, now, what do I intend to experience today? I'll give you some ideas, but then I want you guys to come through. I intend to experience peace. I intend to experience uh, feeling fulfilled. Experiences are what we're feeling, right? I mean, yeah, we can experience a roller coaster, but why do we experience the roller coaster? For the thrill,
that's awesome.
right? For the thrill. So I intend to experience excitement, or I intend to experience one of my favorites is grace and understanding for myself and those around me, right? If I don't have grace for myself, I'm beating myself up. I'm becoming less efficient. There's a coefficient of drag on my mind that is keeping me from being present.
Present means full at full attention, correct?
Correct. Here in the
Hmm.
moment.
Yes.
There's three places that we can be at any given time. We can be in the future, where typically the future, our mind usually is trying to scare the hell out of us about something that's not even here yet. In other words, uh,
Mm.
my I don't have enough closings in my pipeline. I'm going to be, I'm going to be broke
Broke.
and alone, living in a cardboard box underneath I-4, right? Now, you guys hear how ridiculous that is, but think about it. Where does your mind usually take you when you're
Dark
thinking about the
places.
future?
Dark places.
Yeah, dark places. Or we can be in the past, and usually if we're in the past, we're berating ourselves over something that we didn't do.
Mm.
Like, oh, you should have stayed on that call and asked more questions. Or you should have. The way we know this, the way we know that our mind is in the future or the past is based on the language that our mind is using. Need to. When is that? It's in the future, right? Have to. Gotta. Should. Should could be the future or the past, right? I should have or I should do this. So, and then the third place that our mind can be is here, fully present, right? When Aaron says, everybody, look into my eyes, right? When he does that, we know why he's doing that. He wants us present with him because what he's about to share is so important. And those are the only three places that we can be. Now, think about it this way. When our mind is taking us to the future or to the past, are we usually in a good state? We're usually in a state of fear and we're usually in a state of anxiety. But when
Yikes.
and when we're present, and that's the whole purpose of doing gems is to become present in the moment, right? Is we're not in a state of fear. We're not experiencing, and that fear is subtle. That fear keeps us from our highest good, right? So, experiences, what do I intend to experience? I intend to experience feeling centered and at peace. I intend to experience joy. I intend to experience uh, grace and understanding for myself and those around me. You know, when someone cuts me off on the road or when someone hangs up on me, they didn't ask me to call them, right?
Well,
And now I'm angry because they hung up on me and they never even asked me to call them, right? So that's the key, guys, ladies and gentlemen. If we want to be aware of what we intend to experience, then from that state, right?
yeah.
If I'm grateful and now I intend to experience peace, centered, grace, understanding, now I move into what do I intend to manifest?
Hmm.
Today, I intend to manifest minimally 2 appointments. I intend to manifest offers for all of my listings.
Mm.
I intend to manifest a connected conversation with my clients, my significant other, my friends, my coworkers. I intend to manifest good health.
Hmm.
See where I'm getting at now? So now, if we're taking 3 minutes to write these out, Have we changed our state of being?
Sure have.
Okay. And then that coupled with the skills of scripts, we're then, when we're fully present, because we're not worried about what's to come or what we didn't do, we're fully present with in this moment, we're listening. And when we're not, of course, when we're not worried about what we're going to say, we're fully present. And now I can empathize. I don't have 30, 40, 50, 70% of my energy in another place. I'm here and I'm not worried about whatever. So that's a tool, is all it is, whether you guys use it or not. I mean, some people, they go for walks, they go
Mhm.
out and they look at the sky, whatever it is, it's got to be something that you're doing consistently every single day to get you in a state. The whole point of what I'm sharing is that the practice, whatever it is, perhaps in your religion or your faith, there's something that would bring it to you.
Mm.
Whatever that looks like, it's just got to be done daily. Because if I'm going to pick up the phone and I'm like, for sale by owners suck. I
Oh,
hate them, and I don't have enough in my pipeline. And now I'm coming from an empty space.
hmm.
I have nothing. I've got nothing to give. And then I'm calling people. I haven't got been on the phone for a week, so I'm rusty
Hmm.
and I have nothing to give. I may as well not even pick up the freaking phone. Pardon my
Hmm.
French. And yet we have to pick up the phone.
Mhm.
We can never have that thought. And if we do, we've got to cancel it because getting on the phone at least helps us experience, we're conscious of what we have to learn, what we have to know and understand, even if we're failing. If we don't take steps and fail, it's like my coach at the gym, my trainer says, Mark, muscles do not understand numbers. They don't understand 10 reps. They don't understand 15 reps. They understand failure.
They understand it's exhaustion. Hmm.
Exactly.
Failure.
And when
Yep.
a muscle fails, then sends a signal to the brain that I need more. And then the brain sends a chemical that will cause that muscle to grow. It's no different when it comes to us and what we're doing every single day. Right now, I'm learning to publicly speak, and it's painful. It's painful because it's not what I do really well, and I'm terrified of it.
I disagree.
Oh, thank you.
Me too.
So I guess I'm curious, when you even began this process of selling your home, your home's a beautiful house. Whatever made you think of even wanting to sell it? I met them where they were at. They're pissed or they're frustrated or whatever they are. I have to, it's empathizing.
Hmm.
You're experiencing their feelings. You're not sympathizing, standing on the outside going, "Oh, I feel so bad for you. You failed," or whatever. You're standing in their shoes saying, "Whoa, I can't even imagine
Hmm.
how this must be for you," right? We're in their shoes. So we're
Right.
meeting them where they're at, and then we're going into, what did you notice? That first thing I went into was a question around where, why, and when.
Well, it's obvious that, Mark, you have a high level of the art of feeling others, right? And you practice this not only in your business life, maybe also in your personal life. But when it comes to business, how would you force yourself to implement this with everyone that you talk to?
I think you said a lot in using the word force. What do you think comes up? What do you think I'm thinking about? The word force.
Force means I'm not there, but I'm making myself to be there,
Mhm,
and this is the problem, right?
mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
It's power versus force. Power comes from a place of empathy. So if we think, oh, this is business, So I have to act this way.
Hmm.
We're still all humans, Frank. Nothing changes, really. Humans are going to have emotions, whether it's a business scenario, whether it's a husband and wife, or a father and a child, or whatever. The emotions are still going to happen. So if I spend 1 minute before I even pick up a phone and I close my eyes and I set a timer on my phone, because I want you to know your brain does not want to spend a minute.
Hmm.
It won't want to. And I go internal, everybody close your eyes. We're going to do this for a minute. What I'd like you to do is become aware, take a deep breath in and let it out. Take one more breath in and follow it as it comes in your nostrils. Feel it as it goes down your throat. Observe it as it moves behind your heart and fills up your belly. Gently release it. Follow it as it moves behind your heart. Feel it as it moves out your throat. And feel it as the breath comes across your upper lip. And if you're doing this at a different pace than what I'm speaking, it doesn't matter. All that matters is that you're observing your breath. And what I'd like you to do is just become aware of what is it that you are feeling in this moment. I'd like you to visualize a continuum from 1 to 10. 10 is you're walking tall and you are your best you. 1 is you're standing, you're curled up in a ball in the corner and you're terrified. Now gently, in your mind's eye, I want you to tell me, think about what number you're at, and then gently open your eyes. So, did you guys get a number? Who would like to share their number?
Brady. Brady's at a 5.
You were 5?
Yeah,
Okay.
out of
Dave?
10.
Dave?
I felt like a 9.
So you were close to being your best you. Frank?
Like 7.
Okay. Jess?
I would say a 7.
Okay. So all this is not right or wrong. It's just awareness, right? And if you can ask yourself that question and you take 1 minute before you pick up the phone, then you'll know your state
Mhm.
before you start to greet, right? Because if I'm like a 5 or less, maybe I have something that I should be doing to change that. Okay. And it's again, it's not a right or wrong. I'll find myself, between a 1 and a 10 throughout my entire day.
Mhm.
It's just what matters is where am I before I go to pick up the phone? And so then it is identifying what you're going to do to change that so that your brain is not the puppeteer and in control, because it's coming from here. Rather, your brain becomes your tool and you're filling yourself up. So, what I would challenge everybody on this call today to do is between now and the next day, I would challenge you to determine whether it's gems, going for a walk, whatever it is, meditating, whatever it is that you will do that's going to get you to an 8, 9, or a 10. So that when you go to get on the phone, identify what that looks like.
Can I
Yes.
ask you a question?
Yes.
There's going to be days where you don't have it. What do you do?
Yeah, if there's a day where I don't have it, it's possible. Then I shouldn't be, well, okay, how about this? Instead of calling expireds or for sale by owners or lead follow-up, maybe on those days, I might visualize who in my database is going to just pull me out of this.
Mm.
I could call Mary McCowan, have a conversation with her. She's 94 years old. If I spend 5 minutes on the phone with her, I have a new perspective on life.
So call someone that always cheers you up and puts you in a good mood.
Yeah.
I like
Mhm.
that. Do you
I, I,
guys have like raving fan clients that are always happy to hear from you?
Oh my God.
How
call
about
them.
Yeah.
Frank, Alex? Do you guys have people that are like whenever they hear from you, they get excited?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I think so, but do I call them like 7:30 in the morning?
Maybe not. Maybe you call them during your break.
And then a lot of it's going to come from meds. Did we get our meds that day? And what that stands for is meditation, exercise, diet, and sleep.
Mhm.
I was like,
Yeah.
are we talking about Prozac? What are we talking about here?
It's a form of it, right?
Yes, it's the best one.
So
Yeah,
it's just
right.
being aware, like, is the last thing that I've done before I go to bed at night, is it staring at the TV set? Because all that does is if I'm going from work to watching TV, have I really processed any of the work emotions that I would be experiencing? No, they're just suspended. They're suspended, and then I go to try and go to sleep. Or I fall asleep watching TV, where I've suspended those emotions, then I'm sleeping, then I sleep watching TV, then I go to try and go to bed. Guess what? They're all there. So it's being mindful of, am I getting my meds? Is that on a regular routine basis? Is there anyone that can't commit to identifying what it is that will lift them up? And you probably are going to need at least three options, right? Like Jess said, if we're not in the right mindset, then are we going to make the calls to an expired or a physical? And then watch your mind when you don't make the calls to the expireds. Is it beating the crap out of you? You don't need that. It's just, that's normal. But if we can get our schedule 80% of the time, 80% of the time, we're gonna tear the cover off the ball. We will win. So allow those 20% days. It's going to happen, and then move on. Manage your emotions. Keep them, and just know that that's going to be part of it.
Right.
Uh,
May I make an observation, Mark?
yeah.
This is all basically you're becoming one with God. You're reaching out to the universe. You're connecting with the Almighty. And the Almighty is the most powerful thing ever, ever, ever. And the other side is you're, as long as you're coming from a place of not need, of not taking, and come from a place of empathy, becoming side to side, like you were saying that you were with that man, and being able to communicate effectively that side by side, hey, I'm here with you.
Mhm.
The universe, God, will allow that to happen and will facilitate it because
You
that's
don't
what
have,
ultimately he wants or she wants, whatever
yeah.
he, she, whatever. Okay. Does that make sense, people?
Yeah.
That's what I felt. Anyone else?
All right. Thanks everybody. I'm grateful for everything you bring to this call and who you are, your authenticity, and how we're growing together. Let's go, let's
Thank
grow.
you
Awesome.
so
Thank you
much.
so much. Thank
Thank
you
you,
all.
Mark.
You
Have a
bet.
great day.